Okay, so I recorded this video once before, but it ended up being 30 minutes of me ranting and rambling about how the Adobe plugin doesn't have this, or comparing it to the Axolotl plugin. But instead, this time, I want to focus on just the Adobe plugin, show how it's installed, its current feature set, and what I wish it had. So those 3 points: how it's installed, current feature set, and what I wish it had. Okay, so let's get into this. So first off, we want to go to this website, substance3d.adobe.com/plugins. Here we'll see that they have the plugins for Unreal Engine, Unity, and CryEngine, the game engines. Then the built-in plugins for, 3ds Max, Maya, Cinema 4D, all those cool ones. The industry standard. And then we go down and we see Blender, which is what I use. I use Blender because I'm broke. So we go into Blender, and then we click that. I already got that page open. Substance 3D for Blender, you click Adobe Substance 3D add-on for Blender to request access for it. And after that, you go to this page. This is where it has all the information about how to install it, the pre-release info, and everything. And from there, it tells you have to download 2 files: the Substance 3D add-on for Blender and the Substance 3D integration tools. So let's do that right now. We're going to get the Windows version for the integration tools. Okay, it's a zip file, obviously. And then we're going to get the pre-release version too, because that's the current version of it. All platforms downloaded. Okay. Open up wherever they are. They're in my zip folder right now. So now we want to launch Blender. I run Blender through Steam because automatic updates, why not, right? I run Blender through Steam. So, you want to launch Blender through Steam. And then from there, I already had it open. You would go to Preferences, Add-ons, and then Install. They're in my Downloads folder for now, so let's double check the instructions before I mess this up again. Okay, so remove previous versions. Yeah, I already did that. Download the add-on. Okay, open Blender. From the top navigation bar, Edit, Preferences, Add-ons. And yeah. Okay, so Substance 3D add-on. So where is it? Substance 3D in Blender, this one. You want to double click that. Enable it by clicking the little checkbox. And then it says, please download and install integration tools. We already have it downloaded. So install from disk, downloads, and then integration tools. And there we go. And yeah, it's easy. It's easy to install. It's actually easier to install than Axolotl plugin, which is really amazing. Really amazing. Okay, so from there we've got the plugin installed. Let's restart Blender really fast, just to make sure it's installed completely. Make sure the preferences reload it on startup, because it's Python and C++, I believe. But anyways, we've got it installed. From there, we want to actually use it. So if we press N, we get the side menu and we can see the plugin. It's right here. But its real magic works in the shading menu. So we're in shading. I have a couple plugins already installed, but for now we're going to be focused on the Substance 3D panel. And we're going to click Load Substance Material. That's its main purpose, just to load in materials. We're going to click that. I'm going to go to my data drive, Substance Designer SBSAR, because it only works with SBSAR files. Personal, and here are all my, materials. Well, my material libraries, because how I work is I pack multiple materials into SBSARs. But here we have our materials. Let's take our tiles. See, we've got our tiles. Let's also add in some fabrics. And why not? Let's put in some stone. There we go. We've got 3 materials in there now. So we can also choose their width. Let's do 1024. We'll just do 1024 on any of them. And then we've got, in theory, it's supposed to only show the parameters per material. But since it views an SBSAR as an individual material, it shows all the parameters that are currently in the SBSAR, instead of the parameters per material. So, yeah, I'll get to that later. So from there, I choose tiles. I choose my object, and I click this button. This little button with the little orb right here. Attach SBSAR as material. And there we go. It's that easy. It literally assembles. Let's show it on a plane. Shift A, plane, zoom in. And we're going to assign the tiles material. See, it's that easy. It's literally 2 clicks. Load and then create. And it loads and creates it as a material. And within this, we can also, scale it up. 5 by 5. And there, we've got a larger pattern. And that's amazing. That's super amazing. And then from there, supposedly we can change the color. Like if I want it to be red, see, it's now red tiles. And it does it automatically without you having to change anything, re-import it. And that's, in theory, how it's supposed to work. I can make it red and green, Christmas tiles. But it's only doing it for the first tile material in this SBSAR, which is the downer. So from there, let's say I want it to go down to 32-bit. Will it go to 32 by 32? No, it won't. Doesn't seem like it is. So that's broken for now. You can't change output resolution. But whatever. Let's create a fabric material. Yeah, let's create a fabric material. I don't remember what my first fabric material is, but let's create a fabric material. Okay, so it's this linen material, which that looks really low resolution. I don't know why. Let's 128 by... Yeah, no, that looks really low res. I don't know why it looks so low resolution. But whatever, let's try 5 by 5. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Because it's a fabric material, you're not supposed to see all the threads. But from there, we've got materials, which is really cool. But it's missing features, obviously. This is only the second version of the plugin. As we saw here, we can only load the first material in an SBSAR. Only the first material. In this case, the regular square tiles. In this case, the fabric, the basic knitted fabric design. And then for stones, it's the, this cobblestone pattern, which that is a low resolution. That's not 1024 by 1024. Yeah, there also seem to be bugs in how it handles resolution. Hopefully they get that sorted out, soon, later, whatever. Hopefully they add in support for switching materials within an SBSAR. And I'm going to use the axolotl plugin as an example for this. I've got all my materials, it has a really nice visual right here for the axolotl plugin. And I'm going to choose my tile material. I'm going to call this, well, first I'm going to select my tile. Let's go triangle grid. I'm going to call XOL underscore tiles. And I'm going to create my material. It'll take a little bit because it actually puts the files directly on your computer. But now we assign it, and there we go. Yeah, and then I can change my resolution to 2K. No, let's go low res for this. I can change it to 16 by 16. No one's ever going to use that. Back to 1024. And then the tiles information and parameters are saved, per material instead of all of them clustered together. See? So going back to the main topic, the Adobe plugin, I would like to see support for, individual materials within an SBSAR having their parameters on their material and be able to select, okay, so I want to use tile 1 and see tile 1 parameters. I want to see tile 2 and tile 2 parameters. And from there, being able to work with individual materials within SBSARs and assign individual materials within SBSARs to objects and sub-objects instead of having everything clustered. I would also like to see the output resolution being fixed instead of it, like updating the output resolution getting fixed instead of it being defaulted to, I have no idea. And also, like this plugin has a lot of promise right now. It's really well made for a second version of it. It shows most parameters already. I haven't tested everything yet. I'm still recreating and updating my material libraries. Lost a lot of files recently, but I'm recreating and my material libraries and just being able to bring files into Blender and use them directly into Blender in a project is amazing. It speeds up my workflow. It allows me to get more done. And yeah. So to recap, the plugin is really nice for what it is now. I just wish to see support for multiple materials within SBSARs having access to their parameters and only their parameters when you select that material. Having support for changing resolution on the fly. And right now, that's all I can think about, just those two things. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I did record this video before, but it was more rambling. It was longer. It was about 30 minutes long of me talking about what was missing, mostly focusing on Axolotl's plugin, which I hopefully focused mostly on the Substance plugin here, and also focusing on the fact that a community tool was not publicly available anymore out of the Substance Automation Toolkit, but that was cleared up by the product director. I was told that multi-material selection should be, added soon. So that is awesome. That feels like a big part of a lot of people's workflows. And hopefully from there, the plugin gets better and better. And, we'll only be able to see what comes in the future for, Substance. And now that's part of Adobe. So, yeah. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'd like to thank, my current Patreon supporters for helping me, even if it's a little bit, And if you want to help support my projects, then check me out on Patreon, Twitter, ArtStation, Twitch, wherever I post my content, and share what I do. I have a lot of projects planned, and I can't wait to share them with y'all. So, see y'all next time.